What I thought we could do
Mm.
is enrage 90% of the footballing community by going for our greatest ever 11.
What, ever?
I think we need to lay some ground rules.
Okay.
Because does Pele get in there? I don't know. The guy was 58 years old by the time I was born. So, probably not. We'll probably go maybe modern era.
Okay.
You know, best of
90s?
Sort of 90s onwards. So we'll start off with the goalkeepers.
Please go first, mate, because you've had some time to think about this.
The best goalkeeper of all time. It's tricky, isn't it? Because it's so hard not to put your own biases in. I would say every day of the week, Edwin van der Sar is my favourite goalkeeper of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the best? Probably not, because he came into the prime of his career at 34 when he joined United, and until he was 40. So realistically, that's a peak of 6 years. I would probably say... See, the obvious answer is Buffon, I think, isn't it?
I can't say.
I think the obvious answer is Buffon. I'm not going to give that answer. I'm going to put Manuel Neuer.
Interesting. That's a fucking it. Go on.
I will give you the reason why. Is I think he has been more revolutionary to the position of goalkeeping and has sculpted it more than anyone else in the modern era.
Very fair reasoning, that, Tay. Very fair reasoning. Here's why I wanted a bit of breathing room there. You've got Schmeichel, Van der Sar, Neuer, Casillas, Buffon. How the fuck am I supposed to separate those five? The one that is kind of lowest on the list for me, I think, is Schmeichel. Out of all those,
that's a mad thing to say.
I know, and it is crazy. I'm just thinking on the fly here. Do you know what? Because I nearly chucked another two in the mix, but I don't think I saw enough of them at elite level to be confident with it. And it would either be Dida, the old AC Milan, and then Oliver Kahn.
Oliver Kahn was an incredible goalkeeper.
Incredible, yeah. But who was at the peak for the longest? Just to have a little bit of variation between us, because I was thinking Neuer. I was leaning heavily towards that. I'm going to go Casillas. I think in Champions League records and shit, he has been an absolute machine. So I'm going to go Casillas in goal.
Yeah, you can't argue with the record. I mean, I think for me, he's a little bit undersized. Not that ever made a problem for him, but if I was making my perfect goalkeeper, he wouldn't be 6 foot.
No, agreed. I mean? Yeah, sticking me in a goal looks a bit silly.
Right back.
Go on.
Now, again, take the biases out, because my favourite right back of all time is Antonio Valencia.
Really?
Yeah, I loved that man.
Okay.
But I think the best of the modern era, as we'll call it, again, is tricky, because you've got people like Zanetti, you've got Zambrotta, you've got, Maicon.
Oh, wow. Forgot about him.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to say Cafu.
Yeah.
You were going to say that, weren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
For me, there's almost no deliberation. I might be wrong here, but I think to this day he holds the record for the furthest distance covered in a game by any footballer.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I remember seeing one of his stats from a Champions League game. It was something like 14.5 kilometres. And I swear they showed that stat in like the 78th minute. And he stayed on for the rest of the game. Which means he's finished at around 16.5 kilometres running a game, 17k. That is mental. I couldn't run that just running.
Yeah.
And he's done it in a football match.
Yeah. I mean, you see videos of him even playing now. The man's like in his 50s.
Was he
and
still
you
playing?
see him playing not professionally or anything, but you see him in like exhibition matches or in charity matches. The guy can still play in his 50s. Like he would still be able to play at a decent level now.
Yeah.
That's insane. I mean, I love Maicon. I don't think Gary Neville's in the best ever, but Premier League he's in with a shout. But yeah, as much as I rate all those players, I don't think you can really touch Cafu. But he's not my favourite right back of all time, but I think he probably is the best.
Yeah. Carvajal's on the edge of the discussion, but
okay.
only again based on Champions League and La Liga records. Like in terms of trophies won, he's done like incredible things. So that's I
mean, the fact we didn't even mention Dani Alves is a bit.
Oh my god, that's who I was trying to think of. Fuck me, Dani Alves.
Yeah.
But again, as a defender, no.
Actually,
attacking.
not a very good. A bit like Trent, not a very good defender, but an
Moving
incredible
forward.
right back nonetheless.
Yeah. God, this is big.
I think rather than going best two, I think we go the best duo of centre backs. Do you know what I mean? Two that play together.
Yeah.
Because I think that's more. That's sort of harder to name, isn't it? Because you.
I don't think I've got the memory for it.
Well, I can throw a few out. So you got Puyol and Piqué, Walter Samuel and Lucio.
Was there never a Puyol Ramos? No, of course not. Of course, ignore me.
Different teams,
Ignore
but
me. That's
For
one of the
Spain,
worst things I've
maybe,
ever
but,
said.
I suppose you've got. You got
Maldini?
Maldini and Nesta.
Done.
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 Vidic and Rio. Terry and Carvalho.
Mm.
You've got, more recent, you've got Pepe and Ramos.
That's not bad.
You've got, I suppose Van Dijk and Matip and stuff like that. You've got to throw them in there because Van Dijk was so unbelievable. Huppier and
Carragher.
Forget that.
Take that back.
Twat.
Take that.
You got Adams. Tony Adams and who would he have played with? It's a bit early for Sol Campbell, isn't he? But
Just tail end, yeah.
even so, you got Sol Campbell, Martin Keown, all that sort of lot. You know, there's a lot of. I don't know if they play together. I'm not very good on Arsenal, but you've got even back to stuff like Stam.
Stam Blanc.
No, it wouldn't have been Blanc. I swear you think Blanc played a lot longer for Man United than he did.
I thought it was about 3-4 years.
No, it was 2 years, and he only played about 30 games.
Oh, right.
He barely played. So, not Stam and Blanc, but it would have been. It's too late for Steve Bruce, isn't it? But yeah, that sort of era.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've answered mine. Nesta.
You think Nesta and Maldini?
Yeah.
I suppose
as a
did
partnership.
Maldini play centre back though? Because he played left back for a long time.
Left back and centre back. But the thing is, if you're going to ask me who's the best centre back ever, I'm putting Maldini in there.
That's true.
That's my conundrum. So
see, mine is Sergio Ramos.
Ever.
Yeah, I genuinely think he is.
My issue
Most complete defender I think ever to play football.
Problem was he was almost too technical, and I think that is what gave him so many red cards. And the problem is red cards are gonna, if you get that many as he has in his career, you've just let your team down. Like you literally have, and the amount of times he's got sent in the first half is not great.
Yeah, there's almost certainly a recency bias to that because obviously growing up, I had the Puyol and Piqué, Pepe and Ramos and stuff like that, and Ramos seemed just like untouchable during those times in those Real Madrid teams with Ronaldo and Di Maria and Higuain and all that lot. He just seemed like another level. But I will say probably a close second would be Cordoba and Lucio for Inter Milan. They are, and Maldini and Nesta. I'm not discounting them at all, but
I've forgotten about Lucio.
Lucio was an insane defender, man.
Just a beast.
Do you remember Lucio and Juan?
That I was just about to say Juan. Yeah, that was back in like the 2002 Brazil World Cup, wasn't it?
And you had Cordoba, who was 5'8" at centre back, but was just rapid.
The most fun to watch by far. Oh God, the one that you'd want on your team for just pure commitment is two. It's Terry or Puyol. For me, in terms of like just being the animal of like all animal centre halves.
I put Puyol at the top of like my captains list. If I was to have it, I'd fuck Roy Keane. I would actually put Puyol above him in, because I know everyone glazes Roy Keane as a captain. He was a very good captain, but I think Puyol, I just think Puyol's a better captain personally.
I can see why. But yeah, I'm sticking to my Nesta Maldini.
Okay, cool. I'll stick with I can't remember what I said. Pepe and Ramos, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go Pepe and Ramos.
It's not bad, is it?
No.
Left back, Tay.
Rash. I'm a walking red card here, but
left back.
Left back.
Here we go.
This is an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because again, favourite and best. Favourite Dennis Irwin. It's not gonna be. I wouldn't say he's the best ever, and I don't think he would be consensus.
No.
Again, Premier League probably in with a shout, but probably doesn't get in above Ashley Cole. So
no.
Or even Patrice Evra maybe, but best ever left back. I do feel like it's a little bit of a forgotten position, isn't it?
Usually, yeah.
I think there's one obvious answer, isn't there? And
Go on. What do you
Roberto Carlos.
As a all-round footballer, I can see the argument. As a left back, I don't know if defensively he brings as much to the table as some of the others.
I don't think he was as much of a liability as someone like Dani Alves on the other side. I think he was quite a good defender. But
again, tiny little fella, rapid. And what a wand of a left foot, for fuck's sake.
I mean, who else is there? I mean,
Marcelo.
Barcelona never had a really good left back. Is that Eric Abidal and
Jordi Alba?
Jordi Alba, yeah, he's nowhere near best ever, is he?
I don't know. I'd have to go. Annoyingly, obviously, I don't know the stats like between all of these options, but for me, in terms of like running and what he offered Barcelona during their heyday, the sort of 08-12 period, that 4 years, Jordi would have been there from, was it 10 to 12?
I think you're a bit early for Jordi Alba.
Really?
Yeah, I think he joined in about 2013.
Oh, that late?
I want to say. I can double check. I think he's later than you think because he played at left wing for Valencia for quite a long time.
Look at the ball knowledge on Tay. Unfortunately, I've destroyed too many brain cells.
He's only 36 now.
Yes.
So, where's transfer? There it is. 2 seconds.
What we got here? I mean, you've mentioned some big names. Evra, bloody Ashley Cole.
2012, 2013, he joined from Valencia for 14 million euros.
What a bargain. In today's market.
He's a little bit late for those, the teams you're thinking of, Xavi, Iniesta, Puyol, Piqué, Valdez. He's a little tiny bit late for that. He's right at the tail end of it.
Yeah.
I think the left back consensus was between Eric Abidal and that Brazilian one, white guy, had a long hair. It's Maxwell. It was between those two, I think, because Maxwell then left to go and play for PSG, and he played for PSG for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So are you going with Alba then, or are you?
No. I'm going to go. Oh God, I'm torn between Cole and Marcelo. I'm going to say Marcelo, but again, this is a bit of a shit reason, and I'm a hypocrite here because I'm talking about who's had the best defensive ability. Defensively, I'm going Ashley Cole all day, but I think the role of a left back nowadays is so much more paramount to attacking as much as it is defending that I'm going to go for Marcelo.
Okay, I'm going to be scummy. I'm going to go Maldini.
Fair.
He was a left back for the majority of his career. He only started playing centre back when he was older. So
his icon card has both position options, so you're not wrong.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Saw it literally yesterday.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Maldini on a technicality.
It's nice.
And then I thought we'd go 3 midfielders because I think it makes most sense. So we'll go centre defensive midfielder, centre midfielder, centre attacking midfielder.
Oh, okay.
I think then you get a good spread.
Oh, bloody hell. Whoa.
And I mean, what constitutes each one is a little bit flaky, I suppose, but
it's horrible.
Yeah, centre defensive midfielder. I mean, I've got mine, but technically my centre mid would, I think, be classed as a centre defensive midfielder, even though he wasn't a defensive midfielder, but I'm going to stick to my guns. So defensive midfielder, I'm going Sergio Busquets.
Interesting. It's hard to doubt that. A lot of people I speak to about this all hate him, and they don't give him any credit. I'm sorry. You've only got to watch his highlight reels since the day he started playing pro football. He was just making a mockery of players that are like elite level. And the maddest thing, because I've watched his highlights, and I got taught a lesson when I was like 8-9 years old. Before you receive the ball, 360 view, try and look around you and see what the picture is of the pitch. I swear the cunt never turned his head. And he still knew.
The spatial awareness is like unparalleled.
How did he know?
I mean, I'm omitting a lot of good players in saying that, but I genuinely think, again, it's about revolutionising the position, isn't it? Like, without people like Busquets, Carrick, stuff like that, would there be a Rodri now? Do you know what I mean?
I can't believe you went Carrick over Scholes.
Scholes wasn't a defensive midfielder.
He
He
was.
started at striker and he ended up playing at centre attacking midfielder stroke centre midfielder. He never played at DM. He always had a DM next to him because he would wander forward because he was a natural striker.
More box to box in the style of play.
Yep.
But you listen to like all the Bullard podcasts. He would pick the ball up from the back four, and then he dictated play from there.
Yeah.
So that, for me, I would say that it has to slap him in a little bit of CDM, only because from a in the possession perspective, he would drop in to receive and then dictate the gameplay.
Yeah.
So I think
my view of a defensive midfielder is they don't progress. They progress the play by passing. They don't move up.
Oh, okay.
Which is where this is why I've gone DM centre mid centre attacking, because Scholes to me is an out and out centre midfielder. He's a box to box centre midfielder. He's not a defensive midfielder. The man couldn't tackle, so I can't put him in as. He's my favourite midfielder of all time. I'll put that out there. But unfortunately, he doesn't make it into this 11 at all.
That's mad to say, isn't it?
I know, and I love him with all my heart, even if he does like feet a bit too much. But
yeah, weirdo.
yeah,
Proper fruitcake.
not as bad as Evra, but
no.
like kissing raw chicken and shit like that. What are you doing, but yeah, I'm sticking with my decision, and I know that's going to get a lot of hate me saying that, but I think it is Busquets.
This is so hard.
I know.
Because I don't think I can think of 5 CDMs. Not true, as you've just described, that don't venture forward. I think I can only think of 2.
Let's go for some then. Gattuso, Cambiasso, Zanetti later in his career, which I'll let you have on a technicality because of Maldini. So you've got Busquets, you've got Casemiro, you've got...
You said Carrick, but I'm not. He's not.
Yeah, Carrick is, again, I love him, and we'll talk. He's actually on later on in the podcast. I've got something to talk about him actually, but I mean, who else? Kante. I know how much you love him.
Michael Essien.
Essien, yeah, I would say he was more of a defensive midfielder.
Can I have Claude?
You can have Makalele if you want. Yeah.
I can have Maccas in CDM.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going Maccas then.
Yeah.
Done.
Again, very good shout because revolutionary. Again, completely different style of. You know, he's not the destroyer type that was quite popular. You know, with your Vieiras and Keanes and stuff like that. I mean, the fact that that's the first time we've mentioned Vieira
is mental.
Is a little bit mad. We are forgetting people. We're doing this off the dome, man. Come on.
And to be fair, he was more centre mid. Because he was box to box a lot more so than a true CDM.
In the same way that,
the only CDM they had was Gilberto, really, the icon picture from back in those days. He rarely.
Ray Parlour was quite defensive.
Yeah. Primarily, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think they had many, did they?
But Wenger never really played with a true CDM. He always wanted more progressive, like the unit of the team moved together and backwards as one.
It was very flowy, wasn't it, with him? Yeah, okay, let's move on because we're going to fall down a rabbit hole otherwise. Centre midfielder.
Yeah.
Now, again, there's an obvious answer, but I don't know if you would put him maybe at centre attacking midfielder instead. But I think this is bias creeping in, but he's a World Cup winner. I don't think he's a Champions League winner though, so maybe I'm getting this wrong. I was going to say Pirlo.
It's not a bad shout.
Again, he basically carved his position.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more people like that now. Where I don't know if I think I'm being I'm going Zidane.
Okay, that was a swift
I can't.
turn.
Do you know what? That's the obvious answer, isn't it? Centre midfielder.
Yeah.
Zidane. That's what I was saying. Maybe he's a cam. Maybe he's a centre mid.
Oh, I thought you were referring to Pirlo.
No. Well, Pirlo started further up, and then in his career, he actually sat really deep.
Yeah,
so
just sprayed balls.
Yeah, which is what I mean. He you could argue that he was in any of them, but
yeah.
I don't think I can put him in over Zidane, even though I was never a massive fan of Zidane because simply because I didn't watch him. It wasn't. It's not anything. Obviously, his ability is insane, but
yeah. Oh God!
I never watched him.
Me dramas. This is horrible. This is such a horrible thing to do. Without having a bench, like I feel like I'm.
We can just for some honourable mentions at the end. If you want.
That's true. True. All right. God, this is brutal, mate. Because centre mid, I was basically just going to say 100% Gerrard. And then I was like, oh fuck, Xavi Iniesta. Like,
Gerrard best ever.
I'm honestly, in terms of modern era, in terms of what he did, and how much of an asset he was for the team for box-to-box activity. I'm a Gerrard over Scholes and Lampard, if you're talking the British debate.
What?
Genuinely, I am. I feel like if you looked at highlight reels for every aspect of a midfielder, so we're talking tackling, passing, shooting, I honestly don't think that Lampard and Scholes come close across the three. If you want to just go for goals, I get it. Lampard's in debate. If you want to go for just screamers, it's hard to say that Scholes is not in there.
Passing. Scholes is unrivaled.
But you say that, Gerrard. Everybody. I don't know what he couldn't do.
Gerrard could not ping a 75-yard ball with the same accuracy as Scholes.
I've seen him.
Yeah, but Scholes did it on a weekly basis.
Yeah, every time we got the ball.
This is what I mean. This is why I find this argument. If Zidane, the consensus best midfielder in the world, is saying Paul Scholes was the best midfielder in the... Do you know what I mean? You've got to listen to some footballers, haven't you? You've got to listen. If the consensus among footballers, other than ones who've played for Liverpool, is that Scholes was the best.
I don't think so. I've seen a lot of podcasts that would lean more Gerrard. Genuinely, I have.
Yeah, but
I know what you're saying, though.
I think you listen to what people say, and in who know.
Yeah, that's what
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that I've heard more people say Scholes, but I know that that's probably because I'm looking for it.
Yeah, and also your algorithm's United, innit?
I can assure you, it's fucking not.
The anger and depression in that was vibrant.
Well, I've just found out that twat's starting tomorrow again. Onana's starting in goal tomorrow.
Well, he's got to, because we've got to try and sell the fucker. I say we. United have got to try and sell the fucker, haven't they? Yeah. So you've got to give him minutes, otherwise you're never going to sell him. Although, at the minute, they're devaluing him minute by minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to go... Fuck. I'm going Gerrard. I've said it.
Okay.
I've said it.
That's a contentious one.
Yeah,
but
big. Even for me, it is.
I put biscuits, Ramos and Pepe in my best ever. So, yeah, I don't think I'm helping myself. Okay, centre attacking midfielder.
Zidane.
You're going to put Zidane there. Okay,
yeah,
that's fair enough. I think. I don't think he's. Yeah.
I know he didn't really.
Because this is where again, do you go with a technicality? Could you call Messi an attacking midfielder?
Because I nearly did that so that I could get the alternative wingers and then the different striker.
Because I wouldn't put Messi at striker.
No,
because he didn't really play at striker.
No.
He played as a very deep central player or on the right wing.
Yeah, centre forward or right
He
wing.
didn't really play striker.
If you don't put that human being right wing as the best right winger ever, with his highlight reel, I think you've lost your mind. I don't see how. I can't think of any other right midfielder, genuinely right winger or right mid, that can compete with what he did.
I'll tell you my conundrum.
Yeah, go on.
So, yeah, you put Messi right winger, I'd probably put Kaká. Okay?
God, I've forgotten about monsters.
So, or, because what I want to do is I want to put Iron Robin at right wing.
Really?
And then put Messi in the centre.
Interesting, okay. I mean, Messi as Cam is going to tear things apart.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's fine. Fuck it. I'm putting Messi at Cam. Fuck you. It's my podcast.
Let's go.
So you've gone Zidane, I've gone Messi.
I have, and I'm so annoyed that Iniesta and Xavi aren't in there.
Let's do the left wing first, shall we?
Shouldn't be making noises like that. But it's so hard. This is actually ridiculous. I'm just going to list off my current mental predicament here. I've got Thierry Henry lurking, right?
Yeah, you could have him in either, though, remember?
Yeah, of course, left wing or striker. I know. Personally, I feel like he had his highlight moments as a left winger.
100%, yeah.
Then, I mean, this is the one that I think I've just got to put in and just forget about what I'm doing. Ronaldinho. No, I understand why people... I understand the look. I get it. But I'm sorry. For me enjoying football, he is one of the main reasons. Without him, like, for example... but you say that. I'm picking what do I think is the best.
The best. The fact you haven't mentioned Cristiano Ronaldo's name.
Yeah, no, I know.
An insult.
My only reason being is that technically, and this is hard for me to do, but I've got to put him as my striker. My only logic is that I have to have Messi on the right wing. So if you're going to ask me who was better left wing out of Ronaldo and Henry, who would I want in my team in that position? I'd personally pick an Henry over Ronaldo for left wing, right? Personally.
Okay.
I'm not saying that what I saw from Ronaldo his last couple of years at United and then what he did at Real Madrid is not incredible. I'm not trying to take that away from anything here. But his goal-scoring stats, that's what's making me put him as a striker. Which is, again, really upsetting me here. Because I can't fucking put Rooney in. I can't put Bergkamp in. What is... David Villa even, like, in terms... Well, it was hard, but... Again, incredible striker. Samuel Eto'o, incredible striker. Like, I'm a big Ronaldo, R9. What am I supposed to do? The problem is that Ronaldo's career was 3.5, 4 years. Without injury,
Of
you know?
prime, yeah.
And that's my conundrum. I think that, in terms of best footballer ever, all ability, all players have said it. It's him. Pretty much everybody have said, R9, what he was doing when he came through PSG? PSV that's exactly what I meant. Like PSV, and then when he went to Barca, I mean, it's a joke. And then at Real Madrid, he's just a joke.
It's another one where you have to listen to the footballers, isn't it? Because they saw it up close, whereas you didn't see much of him in this country. Because obviously he played PSV, Barca, Real Madrid. It's all away. You know, you see bits of him, and then you see him in the World Cup, and you sort of understand. Do you know what I mean? 2002 World Cup and that, and like, you get it. But we only saw glimpses of him here, so you sort of have to listen to people who are talking and going. He was. It's a bit like Adriano. Adriano. I'm not saying he's on the same level, but you know, we didn't see the best of him. No. Especially in this country, because I mean, the Italian league was on telly a bit more back then,
Channel 5.
On
a Saturday at like fucking 12 in the afternoon or something.
Anyway, back to left winger. You're going Ronaldinho, yeah?
I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
Well, you know who I'm going with, Ronaldo.
Really, was in Cristiano, yeah?
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Fair.
He's probably, if not the best player of all time, the second best player of all time. So the fact you can't put, if you can't put him in a all-time 11, that's hypocritical. I would say.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay,
right
let's
wing.
go right wing then. So I imagine you're going...
I'm Messi.
You're going Leo. Okay.
I'm going Messi.
Now, I've said Robin, and then a few more names have flooded into my mind. One being Mooney's Gareth Bale.
He was left wing.
No, he was right wing at Real Madrid.
Oh, at Madrid, specifically.
He played left back, then he played left wing for Spurs, but then he moved over to the right because cutting in on the left foot, wasn't it?
He did do
No, I've got to go Bale. I've got to go Bale. He's the only player in, I would say, the last 10, 12 years that's got anywhere near Ronaldo and Messi's level. And I think if he continued on the trajectory he was following when he left Spurs and things went better at Real Madrid, he'd be in that conversation. I know that's a contentious take, but that man was the ultimate game changer. Now, I know people will, throw Neymar's name into that and stuff. I don't think Neymar was ever as... I don't think you could have Neymar put a team on his back and win them a game. Do you know what I mean? I know that he was a very good player. I'm not disputing that Neymar's a good player or was a good player. He's fucking shite now, but I think if Bale had gone to Real Madrid and it had worked out, he would be in that conversation.
Yeah, fair. I think you're entitled to that opinion because it is. It's like people would agree with you. So yeah, that's an interesting one. Striker.
Yeah, striker. Now this is the one that's tricky for me because I've put Ronaldo at left wing.
Yeah.
Now I was, throw some names out. You've got R9, but again, very little context for me. I never watched him play.
Right.
I was 4 years old in the 2002 World Cup, so
yeah.
I think you've got to put Lewandowski in there.
You have to, yeah, he's up there.
I think you've got to put, to an extent, Miroslav Klose in there. I know that's a contentious take,
it's
but
an interesting one.
He was the highest World Cup goal scorer for a very long time. I think Thomas Muller's overtaken him now, but in some not very good Germany teams.
Yeah.
I know they won in 2006, but
Di Natale?
No, nowhere near the best ever. One of my favourites. I love him. Simply because of FIFA, admittedly. But, I mean, who else?
Owen,
I
Rooney.
don't think you can put Rooney in there. But Premier League, Premier League 11, he's there. Yeah. I don't care what anyone says. He's the best Premier League striker of all time.
Aguero?
No, I wouldn't put him in best ever. I don't think his prime was long enough.
No, fair.
Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at Lewandowski, who's 37 years old and has been banging goals for 16 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas Aguero was incredible for about
6-7 years.
4 or 5 years. From about 2013 till about 2015-16.
Yeah.
He was amazing. But then he fell off very, very quickly.
Yeah, prime
So,
Suarez.
I don't know. Suarez has definitely got to be in there.
Like I say,
Give
I
a
know
shout.
this is contentious, but the David Villa thing, I saw him do. He won a World Cup for Spain, in essence.
He was more of a right winger, though.
Primarily, but he played up top for Spain.
He did a bit, yeah, you're right, when they didn't really have a striker.
Yeah.
Because they had Torres, but he came a little bit later. He was young when...
It's a fucking tough one,
Where's
this.
fucking Fernando Torres?
Well,
he was,
only for 3
he was
years.
insane for a little while, though.
3 years.
Yeah.
Where you going, Tay? Zlatan?
I don't think Zlatan I mean, he's incredible, but the prime of his career was in a tin pot league. PSG. Fuck me. Anyone could score. Eric Choupo-Moting started for PSG for a little while, and he couldn't get a game at Stoke. That's all I'm saying. So, as much as I rate Zlatan, and he was an incredible player, I don't think he gets near the all-time. You know what I mean? Cavani. You got to throw Cavani in there as well. Zlatan, Cavani, all that lot. But no, I think it is Suarez.
You
for
going
me.
Suarez, in you?
I think Suarez. Yeah, I
Really?
think he is. I'm going Suarez.
And I'm going only because I did get to watch a bit more of him. Is R9. I know it was such a short term.
You're not going Cristiano Ronaldo? I think you said you were going him.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? I did. Sorry. Ignore me. Forgot about that. Yeah, because I thought I'd popped him left wing, but I haven't. I've got
you can't not
Ronaldinho.
put Ronaldo in there at all. I know you're not a United fan now, but you were.
Yeah, but I've always been a bit weird with Cristiano Ronaldo. I've got really mixed feelings. Like, okay, the stats, no disputing it. I get it. My conundrum is that he's so not a team player. Like, he just isn't really. The amount of times I've seen him make very, very greedy, trick-related choices just to, ego. I look like the fucking best. And you're like, wait, would I want that on my team? If I had that kind of player playing for me, I'd much rather see... Oh, yeah. Omri up there, Bergkamp up there, who can hold up, link up, play, score goals, do anything. Whereas Cristiano Ronaldo, I know he's got a lot of assists, but... primarily, he lost the ball so many times just through trying to look good. It annoyed me, growing up with it. Loved seeing the flair, loved seeing the madness, same as Ronaldinho, but... No, I'm going to go Ronaldo up top. I will. I'll give him credit where credit's due. Fucking cunt, scored so many goals. Sorry for the language.
Yeah, I think I would have got up and walked out if he hadn't put Ronaldo in the best 11 ever. Fucking 5 Ballon d'Ors.
I know.
7 Champions Leagues.
I know, but
more goals than games, which no one else can say.
No, true.
And he's 40 years old. He's nearly 41 years old, and he scored 30 goals this season. I know it's in a farmers league, but to just be able to still play football. Wayne Rooney is younger than him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and he's not looking in his prime anymore.
No, he looks more like a potato now. Because he is the shape of one, and I can say that because I am too. Now
that's 38 minutes, and I'm not surprised, mate.
No,
I'm not surprised because it's so hard.
The fucking irony is that's going to be cut down to a minute for a clip.